Hi sewing friends, welcome to my sewing room. My name is Beth, and if you're new here, welcome. Today I'm making some coasters, a classic and modern. Here's my modern version with lots of solid colors. I'm going to show you how to make one of these, make 4 and give them away, and the classic red and white. So let's get started. For the coasters we're making today, you will need a lot of colorful squares. Mine are 2.5 inches. I'm going to be making half square triangles. You will need batting. Mine's cut 4.5 inch square. And you'll need a backing, 5 by 5. Let's get started. I'm going to choose some different colors and make some half square triangles. Start with a green and a blue here. And you can draw a line through the middle, or like I like to do, you can just sew. Imagine a line down the middle and sew on either side. And then I take my scissor and cut through that. Open it up, take it to the pressing station, and then I'll be trimming it to 2 inches. And you should be pretty close to 2 inches, so sometimes you just need to cut off these little tails, and that's all there is to it. So I'm going to sew a bunch together so that I have a stack to choose from when I put my little coaster together. When you have all your little half square triangles ready to go, it's time to play and lay them out and see where you would like them to be. It's kind of fun to do the placement. So let's see, we might put them together like that. Once you have your half square triangles together, take your 4.5 inch piece of batting and center it. And in these little coasters, I am not going to be quilting. This is the time to quilt though, if you want to quilt. But I am going to add a little tiny bit of basting stitch with my machine. I'm going to put a very large stitch on the machine, and I'm just going to sew through the middle so that I stabilized my batting in the middle there. Then I'm going to take my backing and put it right sides together with my coaster here and pin around. Usually you would quilt things when there's 3 layers, but with this tiny item I really don't think you need it, and I didn't want the stitches to show in this. I like the just the plain look there. Most of the time I quilt things, but this time we're going to try not to do that. Now I'm going to go around, make sure that I change my stitch length back to a smaller length, and I'm going to go all the way around, leaving an opening, and I think I'll leave an opening right here. If you do happen to catch your batting a little bit in your stitch, that's good. It might even be better to get a tiny edge of the batting so that it doesn't shift. And I have my presser foot right on the edge of that coaster. And I'll back stitch right there. Let's see how we did after I trim the edges, the corners I should say. Let's trim these corners. There's a little bit of excess right there. I usually use a little bamboo stick, the blunt end of the bamboo stick, to poke out my edges and make sure that the batting is smoothed out inside there. I will turn the edges in and I will hand stitch that little opening with a little slip stitch. And I need to take out this stitch right here, this basting stitch that I put in. So I'm going to get a needle and thread and sew this opening right here. Start at one end, try to get my knot inside, and then grab the other side of the coaster and come back. Just try to hide that stitch as much as I can. I go straight across to the other side and then come back through, trying to keep my thread inside that seam until I come out with my needle. I'll put a knot here and I'll take my needle through and pull it out a couple inches or an inch away with my thread inside and trim it off there. Now I need to take off this basting stitch, so I'll take my little tiny scissors and I'll snip just a few of those stitches. And let's see if I can pull them out. They're coming out pretty easy. I could use my little tweezers I use in my sewing room sometimes, but I don't see them. They were here just a minute ago, but now they're not. This works pretty good though. My old hands don't do this catching threads as well as they used to. All right, let's see if we can get it that time. Yep. So our basting thread is gone and we have a beautiful coaster to use or to give away. And now I'll make one with some more classic colors, less modern. I'm going to make some just using red and white, which I think is such a classic combo. It'll be really pretty.